As I was talking to my wife this morning, who is in our house in Eretz Yisrael, I was talking to my wife, and I'm talking about getting ready for the bris, and she's talking about cleaning the oven and the frigidaire and buying the matzah. And it reminded me of an article, a famous article by Rabbi Silver, discussing the connection between bris milah, the circumcision, and Pesach and the Korban Pesach. If you remember, that's the only mitzvah that if you didn't do, you can't bring the Korban Pesach. If you didn't have a bris milah, or if your children, or even your abadim, or servants didn't have a bris milah, you could not bring the Korban Pesach. I mean, the mitzvah of bris is different. I mean, even though somebody who doesn't do a bris is still a Jew, but one cannot become a Jew without doing a bris milah. I mean, one can become, he might not be one of the biggest tzaddikim in the world, but one can become a Jew and not do the mitzvah of achilas matzah, eating matzah. But one cannot become a Jew without doing the bris milah first. The connection, Rabbi Silver pointed out, that the connection, in order to become a Jew, one needs two things, maybe three, but two is enough for the drasha. One needs to have bris milah, and one has to go to the mikveh. And going to the, I mean, maybe one is for the men and one is for the women, but actually you need for both. But, and he pointed out that before you could leave Mitzrayim, before we could leave Egypt, we had to have bris milah. But the tefillah, the way going to the mikvah, we could wait until we came to Sinai. Meaning that the connection between bris milah and Yetziat Mitzrayim, the exodus from Egypt, and the connection between the tefillah and accepting the Torah. He pointed out that there are two aspects of being a Jew. One is our past, our history, with the Mayil Chayim, that we have to live by our blood. We're blood relatives, and also we spill our blood for being Jews. That the memorial did the Mitzitza now with the Mayil Chayim. And the other aspect is what we're going toward. And that we need tefillah, the acceptance of the Torah. But you cannot have the future without the past. The Rambam paskins that in halachas of tshuva, instead of in halachas of gerim, a person who comes along and says that I will do all of the mitzvahs of the Torah, but I don't want to be part of the Jewish people. The Rambam said that person is not a ger, is not a convert. The most critical part is to be part of the history of the Jewish people, and that's what happened on Pesach. It's our holiday of history. We all have a bris milah, and we all get together, we eat matzah, and we tell the story of Avodim Hayim the power of Mitzrayim, and Mitzchila the Avodah Zorah, and only when we have that can we start thinking about our future. To me, it's a very miragesh thing. I have to tell you, a very emotional experience now, because I'm the grandfather, and I remember listening to a drasha once. The grandfather is a very special position. When Yaakov Avinu came to Mitzrayim, this is not like Rashi, when Jacob came to Egypt and he said to Yosef, he said, I don't want you to think that your grandchildren didn't grow, the rest of the family grew up together. I was around, they were playing, I knew them, they bothered me, they nudnicked me, they let me sleep Shabbos in the afternoon. But you were home in Mitzrayim, you were far away from us, and I didn't know. So he said to him, that's not true, Yosef. They're the same as everybody else. And Yaakov Avinu wanted to tell Yosef that Yaakov Avinu Lemaisa was the first grandfather. And the grandfather, this is both, I'm saying this for my Mukhutim too, is something very special. Because a parent has to discipline the kid. I mean, you can't let the kid do what he wants. Sometimes you have to punch. A chosek shifto, so never know. But a grandfather doesn't have to do that. A grandfather and a grandmother can always be the good guy. They can give their grandchild unconditional love. I even remember my own grandmother, she used to sneak to me candy and say, "Don't tell your mother." In fact, I don't know if my mother didn't know, but she probably knew, but she realized that that's what a grandparent has to do. And today this is very special, like in Daniel, Yehuda, Ephraim, and Menashe, Kirubei, and Shimon. And I also hope that the same way, just to close, that the same way that we're celebrating now Bris Milah, and now part of our past, and Yirtz Hashem, Motzei Shabbos, and you, unfortunately, will Sunday night also have to tell. I will be back in Eretz Yisrael. So you have to tell the Sipur Yitzias Mitzrayim, and we have to relive our history. I hope that we also, that Shlomo and Ati, who are very conscious of their history, part of their family, I hope also that they'll have the big tircha, which I think is a big tircha now, but I hope that we all have the big tircha of having to bring the Korban Pesach this afternoon. And I hope that we all be so the same way that we have a common past, that the only Jewish blood that will be spilled in the future will be that of the Korban Pesach and no other.
Substitute rabbi.
Rabbi Joel, something for the fans in Israel. Mazel tov. You want to say hi to everyone in Israel? Becca?
Hi.
Good job. Okay, now it's time for Daddy to eat. Okay, we'll watch later. Bye-bye, everyone.